You are now entering Nyghtstorm Nation.
All I have to say is this.
Child abuse.
If you are one of those people
Divorce.
that have been put down all of your life,
Infidelity.
beat up and trapped in a pit of woe,
Depression.
it is time for you to stand up with the Nyghtstorm Nation, because we aren't going anywhere. I'm NYGHTSTORM, the man not afraid to be transparent, as I help real people with real issues. And my co-host is my queen, my stunningly, herpily pretty, gorgeous wife. Come on, baby.
Good morning, ATL and all over the world. This is Toby George Nyghtstorm, the woman not afraid to tell the truth about how things really are. And this is Nyghtstorm Radio, radio gone real because we are you.
Now, Nyghtstorm Nation, if you're in the ATL, feel free to call in at 443-55-8699. And to all the Nyghtstorm Nation members around the country, call in at 1-866-923-2860. You can find out more about us, the Nyghtstorms, at nyghtstorm.com. That's NYGHTSTORM.com. And you can also listen live to this show on the Talk Radio page on nyghtstorm.com. Go there. Hit that Talk Radio page button, click that Listen Live button, and you are connected to the Nyghtstorms. Ain't that right, baby?
That is right. And I know all you smartphone owners out here, I've said it so much, I can say it with my eyes closed. Reach in your pockets, your purses, wherever you have those smartphones.
Right.
Pull out your app store and go to iHeartRadio, Tunein Radio, iRadionow. Go to the Talk Radio section. Look for the Love 860 station and listen to us every Thursday from 11 to noon.
Yeah, now we got a lot of stuff going on in the world. What's on top for today, baby? What we talking about?
Well, today we're going to be talking about reinventing your life for success. So let's get into this.
Let's do it. What's up?
We got a lot of stuff going on. Well, as you know, we always put out what the show is going to be about and what's coming up. And in response to that, we got our letter. So if you don't mind, my king, I would love to read that.
Well, you go ahead and read that letter, my queen. You go right ahead.
It goes, Dear Nyghtstorms, I live in La Rochelle. It's a seaport city in France where everything around me is beautiful except my life. I'm 16 years old and I never met my father. My mom doesn't speak much about him and I am angry because no one is giving me answers. All my life I was bullied by the other kids with stable households. They told me that I was worthless because I didn't have a father. I know that they are wrong, but I can't help but feel rejected. I know YG grew up without his dad and had a tough time. Is there anything I can do or you can do to help me with my feelings of shame, because I'm starting to feel that my life is not really worth living if the man that made me feels that I'm not worth his time. And this is coming from Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre, first of all, thank you, young man, for your letter. And fortunately for you, we got some incredible folks that are here just to help you with this specific need. So, Sky, in my famous British accent,
so famous,
could you please roll that music so we can introduce our guest properly? Ha ha! Yeah! Nyghtstorm Nation, our distinguished guests are here. Take it away, my queen. Come on.
With the mission statement of encouraging, engaging, and expressing the voices of children through empowerment, our guests are a company specifically designed to encourage kids dealing with tough struggles.
In some circles, these ladies are considered to be the Fantastic Four of literacy for kids. These superpowered Wonder Women have written a wonderful book entitled Just as Special. It chronicles the life of a young man growing up without his dad, but discovers all the other powerful positive role models in his life. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome to Nyghtstorm Radio the incredible women of 3Evoke LLC. Come on, yeah!
Hello, ladies. We had to squeeze today, man. All right, and Nyghtstorm Nation, you know that you can click on at love860.com and see Nightstorm TV. And then you click on to see Nightstorm TV, see these cameras that we have set up in the studio. You see me and YG are squeezed over here in the corner.
Right.
Because we have four
Got a
beautiful ladies.
310-pound man squeezed.
I know,
in the
right?
corner.
We had to make room. Everybody had to come in here. We have four beautiful ladies in here of 3Evoke LLC who's here to talk about this wonderful book that they've written and what's going on.
All right, now we got Yolanda, Lauren, Vonda, and Marquetta. Now, ladies, you've heard the letter. And before we get into this wonderful book of yours, I want each and every one of you to reach out person to person to Jean-Pierre in France to give him just a little bit of words of wisdom about what he's going through and why his life does matter, regardless of the fact that his father may not be in his life. So, Yolanda, we're going to start with you, young lady. What you got to say to Jean-Pierre, ma'am?
I would like Jean-Pierre to know that he is loved. He has individuals in his life that support him and want him to be the best that he can be. So that should encourage him to every day live his best life and to seek out the individuals that are there for him.
All right, that's Yolanda, and we passing the mic. Pass that mic. We got Lauren coming up. Any little quick nuggets of wisdom for Jean-Pierre?
Well, I would tell him to, one, not let his circumstances define who he is. I think that's very important, to not get caught up in titles, labels, to not let any circumstance define you, to be the best you, no matter what the circumstances are.
And I love that. And I love the fact that you said that's his circumstance. Because a lot of times kids don't realize these are, unfortunately, the choices that parents have made.
Right.
Absolutely.
And they have absolutely no control of what's going on. They just have to live it until they get out and make their own choices on what they're going to do in life. And Vonda?
For Jean-Pierre, I'd like to let you know that you are of value. God makes no mistakes. And you were brought here for a purpose, and your purpose will be great and grand. So as Lauren said, don't allow your circumstance to define who you are or who you will be. Just know inside of you is a great thing that's waiting to disperse.
All right.
That's true. And Marquetta.
Last but not least,
I would like Jean-Pierre to know that he doesn't need to let his past dictate his future. Don't focus on the fact that dad is not there. Look at all the wonderful people that you do have around you and enjoy those people and reward those people for what they give you, what value they add to you.
Wow.
all right,
Well
to that.
said.
Yeah. See, that's
Oh,
why we
my
call them
goodness.
the Fantastic Four
I know.
of literacy for children, boy. I tell you.
And you
Love
just
that
you ran
title.
over in here, man. You're outnumbered today, YG. You might
know.
not get a word in edgewise. Nightstorm Radio gonna belong to the ladies today.
Well, you go right
All
ahead,
right, so
ladies.
now let's get into this book.
Uh-huh.
What specific life events inspired you all to write this book, and how do you think your story helps empower certain dynamics of today's modern households that are fatherless?
Well, we looked at a number of statistics, and we saw that the statistics were there were about 25 million children who
Okay,
live
and this
in,
is Vonda talking.
Yes, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
go ahead, Vonda.
There's 25 million children who are living in fatherless homes, and on those statistics, you have some who with high suicide rates, non-graduation, incarceration rates, those things, and those things like that prompted us to. We fed that as a call of action. So we knew that there were children out there who were hurting and needed to know that they were valued regardless of their circumstance. So that prompted us to write the book.
Wow. All right.
Okay, anybody else want to chime on? Lauren, Marquetta, Yolanda? I mean, what personal things that struck you guys in your life to say, we really need to touch on this from just a personal experience?
Okay, well, this is Lauren speaking, and what kind of on the personal level, I have a 4-year-old son, and kind of I say about a year or so ago, me and him had a discussion about his father. His father lives on the opposite coast. They do speak, but he's still not in the home. He doesn't see him, and he was seeing all his friends, parents at school. So he asked, like, Mom, why doesn't my father live in the home? So, I think at that moment, as any single parent, you have one or two choices. You either you could answer it off of emotions, which I think is probably the number one wrong thing to do. Or two, you can answer it where you never let your child make it feel like it is his fault or he or she's fault. And so I chose to answer it on the fact that his father, to tell him that his father does love him, because none of us can really say what anybody, that a person who doesn't love you or what's in their heart, for, like I told him, for many different reasons, there are people that, parents are not in the same home.
Right.
And I think that was important to make him know that he's still loved. And then, you still have your grandpa, you have all these great people around you. And it really helped the situation, and it really helped him inside, because he was really shy, and now he is super outgoing. So
yeah, and I like those answers. And guys, Nyghtstorm Nation, if you're interested in the numbers, because we've done this study before, and the Queen and I have worked with fatherless children over the number of years, simply because from our own background. Now, 80%, let's start with 70% of children that are homeless come from fatherless homes. 72% of children who are incarcerated right now come from fatherless homes. And the biggest number right here, and this is the most shocking, 80% of rapists, and I'm going to say this one more time, 80% of rapists come from fatherless homes. Now, this is why it's very, very important for children to have somebody in their life. And when I was opening this book, Just As Special, and it was illustrated by a wonderful artist named Colette Robinson. Am I correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, it's beautiful illustration. And the first thing I saw when I opened the book, in Nyghtstorm Nation, I'm opening the book to page 1. I see a young man named Mason. He's sitting on his porch steps, and he's looking across the street to his friend, Nathaniel, playing soccer in the front yard with his dad. Now, Mason is obviously... he's looking very, very depressed right now. And his father is not there. And I can identify with Mason, and so many young people, male and female, black, white, Jew, Gentile, can identify with Mason, because I grew up just like even Jean Pierre in France, that I got picked on because my dad wasn't there. And a lot of people say, okay, you ain't nothing because where your daddy at? Especially with children who are fortunate enough to have two-parent households. But I'm looking at Mason, and I saw myself. And I'm sure Jean-Pierre, he sees himself. So, and I love the dynamic throughout the book. Yes, and the Queen is showing me.
I'm going to go ahead and open the book up, because, like I said, we are being seen,
watched
live streaming, so that you can see the inside and this beautiful illustration of what's going on in this book.
And as we turn the pages, Mason's mother comes out, like millions of mothers across the planet and across the country, and she sees that her son is perplexed on why maybe his life doesn't look the perfect life as the kid across the street. But one thing I like what Mom did, she started reminding, and I'm not going to give away the whole book, but she started reminding Mason of very, very key figures in his life that have always been around him, but he just wasn't paying attention.
Correct.
He was enjoying the benefits of these people who came as surrogate-type fathers, and he honestly forgot how blessed he was.
Right.
So I'm going to ask you this, Marquetta. How often do you find sometimes when you guys are talking to children and you're able to remind them of maybe some of the other folks that they have in their life, what's the look on these kids' faces when you guys cut the light on for them and help them realize that they are not alone?
Well, I would honestly say there's a look of surprise, because I think they don't really think about it that way. Like, you think about the coaches.
Right.
You think about the teachers. They think that they're there just specifically to do a job.
Right.
But they don't really, I don't think they understand the nourishment that they're getting from those individuals. So, I mean, it's a look of, oh, well, I didn't really think about it that way. So.
And it's not just the young men, it's the young ladies out here. Because, the one thing when we have our conversations at home, a lot of the stuff that you see infiltrated in these reality shows and the stuff that's going on with these young ladies, they're coming from fatherless homes too. Because we're not taught, and there are certain things, certain aspects that are taught from how to be in a relationship, how to conduct yourselves around gentlemen, how to carry yourself as a lady. That as we as mothers, yes, we can tell you on the mother level, but we're not looking at it from the aspect of what is a man looking at.
Exactly.
If he see you dress a certain way, talk a certain way, act a certain way, you're not wife material. You're a good time material. You're the right now person material. And then you always wonder, how come these guys don't stay? Because they have already pegged you within a certain amount of time. Oh, this is just blank.
Right.
This is just blank. Or this is somebody that I'll take home tomorrow. Right. They already peg you that. And having that male insight, even, if it's not particularly a biological father, but for a male figure to say, look, when you do this, no matter how you feel about it, this is what we're thinking.
Right.
This is how we see you. This is
right.
what we view you as. So it all comes back to having that balance. Even if, for whatever reason, biological isn't there, but still having some kind of male role model in a male or a female's life to let you know what's going on and how to make you a more well-rounded person, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah, and Yolanda, let me ask you this, okay, because you guys have really broken this down good. Oh no, has there been any experience in your life as well when you are able to help these young folks also see the benefits of what they have around them? Yes, dad may not be there, and just like John Pierre, we don't know why his father is not there, okay? But when you open up the aspect of them being able to see the other role models in their life and how valued they are, how does that make you feel as a person, and does that energize you to keep going, for all of you guys to keep going? Because we're going to let you get the last word.
Oh, absolutely. I love when they finally realize that they have a group of people in their life who encourage them and, bottom line, empower them. And when they realize that keeps all of us going, because now we've put someone out into the universe who has power and knowledge, and they could move forward, and then they could work with other individuals, other kids. They could also let their friends know that are maybe experiencing the same thing, that they have other people. They have the neighbors and the coaches and the teachers, the uncles, the grandfathers in their lives to help them and to keep them going. So it's a wonderful thing when we see our children empowered and enriched.
So how can people get in touch with you guys or get a copy of this book?
Yeah. How can they get in touch with you? Nyghtstorm Nation, hit a book right here.
They can reach out to us at our website at 3Evoke.com. That's the number 3EVOKE.com. Or they can purchase the book on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, on eBay, and iBooks if you want a digital copy of the book. Kindle. And Kindle if you want another digital copy of the book.
This is a great book that I could see even being in the schools. You know what I'm saying? Because this is it has become the norm of single-parent households, and people need to know how to deal with it. So ladies of 3Evoke LLC. I want to say invoke the spirit, but 3Evoke LLC. I want to thank you guys for being on our show. We totally enjoyed being here. Totally enjoyed reading this book. When we read it, it was brought to our attention. And we're about to go to break.
But hold on.
We're not going to go to break yet?
Not quick yet. I got to say one more thing to Jean-Pierre. Okay, the Fantastic Four has told you, young man, that regardless of the fact that your real dad is not there, or your biological is not there, there are real men and real people that have probably been there in your life. And you say everything around you is beautiful except your life. But I want you to see that your life is beautiful, your life is precious, and open yourself up to see just how beautiful that is with the people who are there for you every single day, empowering you. So please, young man, buy Just As Special and read this book and see just how powerful you and every other person in your circumstance is. So thank you, Yolanda. Thank you, Vonda. Thank you, Marquetta. And thank you, Lauren.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, and we are about to go.
It was our pleasure to have you.
And we are going on a break. This is Nyghtstorm Radio, Radio Gone Real, empowering folks. And we got other incredible guests to teach you all how to reinvent your life for success, like John Pierre is reinventing himself right now to be powerful. God bless you, and we'll see you on the other side of the break. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
You ever been so depressed to where you want to hurt yourself because life has been unkind, unfair, and unforgivable? Folks done hurt you and thrown you away. Yeah, I know, because I was there too, until I read this book by NYGHTSTORM called All Action No Talk. This dude has been there, man. Us. He was homeless, abused as a child, abandoned by his dad, and even his oldest son passed away. I'm encouraged because if this dude can make it, so can I, and so can you. So check it out at Nyghtstorm.com, NYGHTSTORM, and know that you have the strength to change your life despite adversity, like him, like me, like you.
This is Toby George Nightstorm, aka Lady Nightstorm, and I'm known as the woman not afraid to tell the truth about how things really are. And the truth I have to say to you is you should listen to Nyghtstorm Radio every Thursday from 11 to noon. And you should also like us on Facebook at Nyghtstorm Radio. Follow us on Twitter at Nyghtstorm Radio. And join the Nyghtstorm Nation mailing list on Nyghtstorm.com. That's NYGHTSTORM.com. Nyghtstorm Radio on Love 860 AM WAEC, Atlanta's inspirational talk radio station. We are you.
To all event planners, are you worried that your next corporate get-together is going to be boring?
Then invite the Nyghtstorms to speak at your next event and electrify your organization as we break down how to grow your business, fix broken relationships, and conquer life challenges.
So make your next event epic. Invite me and the Queen to rock the house with inspirational techniques designed to empower individuals and maximize their true potential.
And thanks for listening to Nyghtstorm Radio on Love 860 AM WAEC, Atlanta's inspirational station.
We are you. You are now rocking with the Nyghtstorms on Atlanta's inspirational station, Love 860 AM WAEC. Now back to the show.
Welcome back to Nyghtstorm Radio. And the topic for today is reinventing your life for success. And we have the pleasure of welcoming back for the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, 5 our resident comedian Payne is in the house. Nyghtstorm Nation. He's back again. We can't get rid of him.
Come on now.
What's up, comedian Payne?
All of my brother and sister. I am never leaving you guys. I'm in the family now.
Yeah, but sweetheart, Payne didn't come by himself though.
Of course, he always bring the hood. Well, I'm joking.
He always bring
some special people.
He always bring reinforcements with him because we got another Nyghtstorm letter coming up, and we definitely need this guest to be here. So, Sky, in my famous British accent, could you please roll that music so we can introduce her? Come on. Yeah! Nyghtstorm Nation, we are playing 5-star chick because this young lady is a 5-star chick. Take it away, my queen. Come on.
I gotta wait. Okay, here we go. This Toledo, Ohio native is a graduate of Calvin M. Woodward High School. She has a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, but has always had a strong passion for being a model, actress, and host.
Now, after honing her skills with the Company Acting Studio, Actors Breakthrough, Premier Actors Network, and with the stellar actress Tasha Smith, star of many Tyler Perry productions, this determined powerhouse is currently in production with filming her new talk show, Say Something, right here in Atlanta. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome to Nyghtstorm Radio, the extraordinary Chere Hemphill.
What's up, Nyghtstorm? How y'all doing?
What's up? I want to make sure I pronounce your name correctly. Is it Chere or Sherry?
Well, actually, it's Shadi.
Sade.
It's Shadi. I don't know why she gave me a French name, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay, and you kind of brought somebody else with you too, didn't you?
Yes,
Who this dude up in here with you?
My lovely, supportive, number one supporter, my husband, Marvin Hemphill.
So at that microphone, what's up, Marvin?
What's going on, sir? How are you?
All right. So we got a second Nyghtstorm letter.
Yes, we do.
Okay, and you heard the first letter from the first segment with Jean-Pierre from France. Okay, so we got another letter specifically for you guys. Now it says, can I read the letter, baby?
Sure.
Okay, it says, Dear Nyghtstorms, I have gone through a lot of hell in my life, but I know you guys have been there too. I'm a single dad blessed with a beautiful 7-year-old princess, and we just recently arrived in Atlanta from Calgary, Canada. I suffered through a very bitter divorce where my ex was hooked on drugs and created a very unsafe environment to raise our child. I came here for a new start in life and to fulfill my dream of becoming an actor. I've noticed that a lot of Hollywood people live here, but it is very hard to get opportunities and get in the right circles. I'm not giving up, but I am depressed because it is taking longer than I thought, and a lot of women here seem to be attracted to thugs and not a single dad trying to do something positive. Can you point me in the right direction in the entertainment business, and where can I find a good woman that I can have in me and my daughter's life? Daniel. Okay.
You got a dating service?
I know, right?
I just, wow.
I know. Okay. Hey, we get the questions. We get the letters. Okay, now, Sade.
Yes.
Okay, now Daniel's dealing with a broken marriage, okay, and has also relocated here to make a fresh start from Calgary. Now, can you share some words of wisdom for him about his first relocating to reinvent himself with his career, and also maybe why some ladies are attracted to the wrong type of dudes?
Well, I would say to Daniel, first, focus on yourself and the dream that you have, the passion. You relocated, so let's focus on that. And how you do that is, one, you said you're not going to give up, but you're a little depressed, you haven't given up. Just start getting the right people around you.
Right.
It really, you can't do anything without support. So it comes to just getting that good support system around you. Put yourself in the right places. You have to network. Go to the events that's out there, and they could be expensive. So what you do is you go and order some water. You don't have to drink. You don't have to eat. You just make sure you're there, you know?
Yep.
So make sure you're there, and don't really worry about the ladies, I would say right now. Just focus on your daughters, as you said, and your career, the passion. And then I would just say, focus on that relationship with God, because that's who's going to open those doors for you.
All right,
that's
now.
who's going to close the doors for
right.
you. So without God, you can do nothing, Daniel. So just focus on that. When it gets to the ladies, once God has prepared and equipped Daniel, then that woman, you'll find her as well. Okay.
Yeah. She'll be waiting for you. It's the same advice we give our kids in high school. You know, when they're trying to get attention, see me. Just do your thing, and they'll see you, and they'll come to you for what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So it's still the same basic logic.
Yeah, 'cause you came to me. I was sitting at home and you knocked on the door.
What? You got to tell all my business, sis.
I was just saying, I was trying to get myself together, and I was just chilling at the house. My roommate said, somebody at the door. I said, who? Future wife. I said, okay.
Anyway.
That went down.
Well, actually, how it went down was, sort of kind of right, but his friend sent me over to get rid of me because he was trying to hook up with a friend of mine, and I was being a third wheel.
Yeah, man.
And so he was like, I got a friend of mine you might want to meet. So, 15 years later.
15
Look at
years
that. Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
But Daniel, it don't work like that. They're not going to come knock on your door. Nope.
No, that was an exceptional case. Okay, all right. But
So, Payne.
Yeah,
Yes.
Payne.
You're a transplant here. You're not an AT-alien.
No.
You've been here for a minute. But
Yeah.
any words of wisdom for Daniel about how find these opportunities? I mean, you seem to find a stage wherever you go, my man.
Well, God has been good to me. I must say that. Like the sister say, without God, nothing's possible. So if he need to get a foundation, with the good Lord, and I assure you, Daniel, that God will place and put and maneuver and strategically put you where you need to be, brother.
I know one thing, though, these networking events, it's hard to find. That's like, you got to know somebody who knows somebody to tell you, or it's a bit secret. Where are these networking events? Where do they go? Who does he, what does he have to be?
It's all over Facebook. I mean,
Yeah,
there are
become
so
my
many-
friend, brother. I'm
Yeah.
always connected to a networking event. I'm always connected. So, like y'all came out to the last networking event I did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, and that was a blessing to see y'all there. So, Daniel, if you look up Comedian Payne, I'm on the website, comedianpayne.com. You can holler at me there on Facebook. It's Stevie Bale. They gave my government. I don't know what's going on.
And what about finding that right woman comedian?
Now, that right woman, it's 20-1 up here in Atlanta, brother. I
Actually,
don't know
it's
what's
more
going
than
on.
that.
Well, it's more than 20-1.
38-1 now.
Stop!
Because everybody's moving in. So,
And everybody,
Wanna be famous.
stay in Midtown. So you gotta just stay out of Midtown and go to the in town, and they everywhere, my brother.
Well, hold on. But we got one more voice. Now slide that microphone over and say your name one more time.
Marvin Hemphill.
This is Marvin.
Marvin.
Okay. Now you have obviously, you done found your queen.
Yes.
Okay. And like I found my queen 15 years ago. But I want you to also share some words of wisdom with Daniel, because we've already broken down the aspect of first, he got to put God first. Okay. Only God is the author and the finisher of our faith, and what God has for us, nothing and no one can keep it from us. It's all in his time. Now, as far as the relationship aspect, because he is a father, he's a single dad. Okay, and men, we want companionship. We really do. Now, what was it? What characteristics, when you met your wife, made you, and you got to be, she looking at you,
She turning your way
because
I know, right? That whole body language just.
because we finna hook Daniel up, because it is 38-1. Okay,
right.
Now what was it that was so special that stuck out to you to make you realize, after all the searching and after all the maybe 37 chicks that just did not work out or just was not right for me, what characteristics did you find in her to help you realize, I need to make this move, and this woman, I've been praying, but this woman is my masterpiece, my everything that I just absolutely cannot live without?
Got you. Well, first, I could relate to Daniel because I once was a single father. From a divorce, had a son I was raising by myself, and it wasn't until my son, like you said, going through X amount of women, it wasn't until my son started asking me about all these women. That's when I realized I was setting a bad example for him.
Yeah.
And and like my wife said earlier, you have to develop yourself. I focused on myself and not anyone else but me and my son. And then my relationship with Christ got much stronger. But that one characteristic that brought me to her, we met at church, serving on the doors. And we had a very great conversation. But the one thing that made me say, this is the one, was that I knew what I was looking for.
That's right.
And she knew what she was looking for in a man. And one of the things that we both had an agreement on is that we didn't want no more kids. So I said, okay, she's the one.
Yay! Coming from someone with all these kids, don't step. About no children now.
Thank you, Lord.
But it's just if you develop and then you go into a relationship saying what you want, demanding what you want, and know what you want, and don't compromise, you will eliminate the lost time. You will eliminate going from a next woman to a next woman.
Right.
Because a lot of times people put in so much time in relationships only to find out that that's not the right person.
Right. And I want to dovetail off of that, because I'm going to give the queen the last word on this.
Okay.
But I will say, and everybody who's listened to this show, and even our 7 children know, that before I met Toby, I had went through a very bad divorce from my first wife. And in between my first wife and Toby, I had 30 girlfriends. And I had 30 at the same time, simultaneously.
So
Okay.
you was like a pimp.
I ain't gonna say I was a pimp. I was just gonna say I was busy.
Right.
I was busy. Okay. But I was very, very unhappy, and I was unfulfilled. And I sat down and I prayed, because I had 3 children from a previous marriage, 2 sons and a daughter. And I started thinking, what kind of example am I setting that even when my children are visiting me, I got chicks knocking at the door 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, And it's like, what does that look like? I'm trying to spend quality time with them as a father, but now I got folk knocking at the door. And when I met my wife, and when she did come to me, I immediately knew it was something different about her. For one,
I wouldn't what?
I ain't gonna go there, but I'll say this: she held herself to a higher standard, and it opened my eyes up to see something that was clearly in my face. That yes, the queen has arrived.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes, baby.
Okay.
Now,
It's all right there now.
I just knew what I wasn't gonna do. and nah, but I already knew something was up when you told me don't answer my phone. Let it go to voicemail if it rings, and call me before you come over here, so I can get the house. I want to make sure the house clean before you come over. So make sure that you call me. Don't just do no dropping in.
Yeah.
And Mama ain't raised no food, so
Come on now.
I'm like, what you got? But at any rate, so as far as the right woman, because the one thing that stuck out to me, he said that a lot of women want thugs here. And unfortunately, in certain circles, that's the mentality. But there are a lot of us out here that has common sense and know that that's leading to a dead end.
Yes.
And that we need to hold ourselves to a higher place in order to get someone that also is on that level too and wants us to be there.
Well, can I just chime in? I know I'm the shacker of the group. Let me just chime in because, you use thug as like it's a bad thing. Brother, look here. I'm a thug because I am truly humbled under God. You hear me?
Right.
Okay.
Come on now. I said I'm
Right.
truly humbled
He's
under
thug.
God. Take that word thug and change it around,
Okay.
brother. It'll be all right.
Well,
Yeah.
and on the typical social stance is what he means.
Yeah, I
right?
know. I just had to
But
throw
I
that
love
in.
that acronym, though.
I
And
mean,
perception
you
is
make
everything.
that
Just because a
word.
person dressed a certain way doesn't make them a thug. He could be looking at them saying that they're thugs, but it's perception. You could dress. I like a little hard. I want him to dress like T.I. sometimes, but they would say, "Oh, he's a thug," but he's not.
That's
so
right.
it's like you got to be careful with the term thug.
Yeah.
Because they look like that.
I think I honestly get it what he's saying, and
too.
you're absolutely right with what you're saying. But just from the 30 chicks that I was dating, the reason why a lot of them didn't matter too much is because they wanted something that I wasn't willing to be. One chick said, well, this dude, he cut me off in traffic. I need you to come shoot him.
What?
Okay, I need me a street
Lord.
soldier. I'm like, huh?
Oh, no.
Wait a minute, we just hooked up a couple of times, and now
Yeah,
you want
we
me to
gonna
commit
beat you.
murder?
No.
I mean, really? I
No.
mean, we ain't rolling that tight, But it's and some are like, hey, you need to do this, and a real man, if he broke, and he'll go rob a jewelry store for me, huh?
What?
So you want a criminal?
Oh, no.
I'm not finna destroy
We
my
ain't gonna do
future,
that.
and me being a father for that, and that's some mindset with some. Ladies, but not all. But Daniel, just hold on, because we're going to keep on talking. Because I know we're coming up to a heartbreak. And all I got to say is this, brother. And we're going to break it down real quick. You got a whole studio full of people who said, focus on God first. That's it. Focus on yourself and focus on that beautiful princess of yours.
Come on.
The woman that you desire for you will be in your life when it's time, and she will be supportive of your career. She will be supportive of your daughter, and she will be supportive of everything you do because you are putting God first. And you, in turn, will support her, validate her, and empower her, and make you a queen. And she will stand tall and be a wonderful representative of yourself. And she will make you a king. Because the only way to get a powerful kingdom is to empower your queen. Everybody knows that,
Come on
even
now.
in the game of chess.
Come on now.
If you lose your queen, you lose the game.
What?
Man, he made me want to
Ain't
go
do
get
nothing.
married. Let me call her.
Time.
We're going to get married.
We are going to take this break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to continue talking about kings, queens, entertainment, and how to get it done and enlighten and empower your life right here on Nyghtstorm Radio. We'll be back after the break.
Hi, everyone, it's me, Lady Nyghtstorm, and have I got news for you. Want to know how to keep up with us and what we're doing in the community? It's easy. Just like us on Facebook at Nyghtstorm Radio. Follow us on Twitter at Nyghtstorm Radio and become part of the Nyghtstorm Nation mailing list at Nyghtstorm.com. That's NYGHTSTORM. Keep up with all our promotions, contests, and latest happenings. Nyghtstorm Radio. We are you.
Hey, you, guy or gal that's listening, are you enjoying the night storms? Good! If you want the 411 on me, YG Nightstorm,
And me, Toby George Nightstorm, a.k.a. Lady Nyghtstorm, visit Nyghtstorm.com. That's NYGHTSTORM.com. Check out our informative blogs, videos, and see what Nyghtstorm Nation is doing to benefit the community. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
thanks again for listening to the Night Storms on Nyghtstorm Radio every Thursday at 11 a.m. to noon on Love 860 a.m. Atlanta's inspirational station. We are you. This is YG Nightstorm. And why should you listen to Nyghtstorm Radio? Because we relate to you or someone you know with topics taken directly from our lives. Every time you tune in, you'll hear a discussion about real subjects that affect real life. Why? Because me and the Queen have been there. So join us right here every Thursday morning from 11 to noon on Love 860 AM WAEC, Atlanta's inspirational talk radio station. Nyghtstorm Radio. We are you.
Hello, Nyghtstorm Nation. This is Toby George Nyghtstorm, a.k.a. Lady Nyghtstorm, and I have a question for you. How much are you spending each day on lunch? $6, $7, $10 even? Do you know that for less than what you spend each week on lunch, you can advertise your business or service right here doing the show on Nyghtstorm Radio? Why don't you inbox us on Facebook, send us a message on Twitter, or drop us a line at Nyghtstorm.com. Let us show you how you can business or service out in front of the people. Now back to the show.
Welcome back to Nyghtstorm Radio. We are speaking with comedian Payne and Chere Hemphill and her wonderful husband, Marvin, correct? Yes, okay, and we talking about reinventing your life for success. And while we was off the air, the Queen just telling all my business with these 30 ex-girlfriends that I had and that I immediately broke up with as soon as she came into my life. And that's all people really interested in, baby. They don't care about all those ugly other details.
It's just entertainment. It's just entertainment. It's just comedy. Ain't that?
Anyway, we gonna move on because we got another Nyghtstorm letter. Baby, can I read this Nyghtstorm letter?
Yes, please. Go ahead and get you off the hot seat.
Thank you. All right. It says, Dear Nyghtstorms, I saw comedian Payne at The Bomb nightclub a few weeks ago, and he was awesome. I admire how he can pull laughs out of a tough room filled with boring people. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay. That man is truly gifted. I also looked up Chere. I'm pronouncing that correctly.
It's Shadi, but go ahead.
Shadi. Okay.
Because it's the artist.
It's the Shadi on Facebook while listening to the show. And I love a quote she said on her page. It says, live by the word, not by the man. You got to know for yourself. I agree with that so much because I want to get into the entertainment business as well and help people just like all of you all do. So this is my question. How do you deal with all the rejection and people trying to keep you from achieving your dream? And that is from Caitlin.
Aw. Well, Caitlin, let me tell you something about myself, and I think you can adapt it. Mm-hmm. I truly live by the word. Mm-hmm. I know what God has said to me, and I believe that. It doesn't matter how many no's I get, because I know that He has the final yes. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter what men say I have to look like, I have to sound like, I have to walk like. I'm going to be who I am because God created me to be just that. Mm-hmm. And so that is what keeps me. When somebody says no, I say, okay, God, then it's over here then. And then when I go over there, they say no, I say, okay, God, it's over here. So He has it. In time, it may be delayed, but eternity, it's there. So I'm a very confident woman in who I am and who God made me to be. So that's how I keep it going.
As you can hear, she's
Likewise.
very confident. Now, you're in the process of filming your new talk show.
I am.
And it's called Say Something. I can just imagine what's going to be said. But what specifically did you do to land your opportunity, and how did you cope with the naysayers before you got to that point of landing this opportunity? I know you just kind of have to answer that question. It's like, look, I have to repeat myself. I just said, when they said no, I was like, all right, then that ain't the place. But how did you get where you are, basically, is the question.
You know what? It really just comes on relying on God. I mean, that's all I can really say, because me, myself, I've gotten defeated and I felt like giving up because it wasn't happening fast enough for me. It wasn't happening in Cherie's time. And I would get lax and I would get lazy. And then I remember what I've already told my family. And I have a daughter who's 16. And I remember when I told those people, this is what God called me to do. I want to do this. So I'm not only letting myself down, but I have the people who are rallying for me and praying for me and supporting me. So if I stop, it's not just me. I let down those people who are looking at me, my daughter who's looking at me. I relocated to Georgia by myself with a 3-year-old. And so it's like, once you start, you just, I'm just not a quitter. It's very competitive. And it's like, when you start, you just keep going. So, when they said, the naysayers, it's like, yeah, I'll show you.
Right. Right. Okay. And speaking of naysayers, because me and the Queen, we was out there at the Bomb nightclub, and we saw you kill it. I mean, we saw you kill it, but it was a couple things that really was funny to us. It was a couple that would sit in the front.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and
Oh,
Payne, comedian Payne specifically asked this couple, how long have you been married? He asked the husband, and he said, why he was eating his chicken? He said, long time. Okay? And then he went to the wife. He said, well, ma'am, how long have you been married specifically?
How long is a long time? Yeah.
And then she put her hand on the hip. She said, a long time. Okay? And Payne was trying to work with him. And then while he was going on with his routine, a dude walked over to him and said, well, our specials don't start till 9 o'clock.
Oh, that was funny.
Okay, while Payne was talking on the microphone, dude just walked up. Now it's already 9:20.
That was hilarious.
Okay, but he said the buffalo wing special don't start at 9 p.m. And Payne looked at him like, do you have a watch? So can you tell us about when you dealing with situations, once you have the opportunities and unexpected things like that happen where somebody may be negative who coming in and trying to maybe hurt your performance, or like comedians have hecklers a lot, or when you're working in a place where it is a tough crowd. I'm not going to say they were boring people like the letter said, but when you're dealing with adversity while you having your opportunity. So can you enlighten folks on how you deal with that and push past that?
Oh, well, it's all about timing. On stage, it's a timing thing, you know, so it's kind of time to just go. Like anything that comes to you, you got to be able to, knock it out the way and keep it pushing. Don't let nothing stop you from doing you. I don't care what it is that comes up. You got to beat that thing right there down. Like you got to look it in the face and keep it pushing. So you don't have time to freeze up, hold up. You got to go. You got to be on go from the gate. You got to go, brother and sister. There's no time to be wasted and to be playing around with what you got going on. So, and it's years of being on stage and being through that. That wasn't no tough crowd at all. Like, like far as hecklers and stuff like that, I've seen the worst, man, for real. And so I've seen people start fighting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, at comedy show, you come to a comedy show to laugh. And I'm going to tell you something. See, that's why I thank God for my sister. Like I always say, she is the one that told me, boy, God ain't gave you all that talent for you to do what you want to do with it, right? You know that, right? And it opened my mind and eyes up to know that I can do clean comedy. It's totally different doing clean comedy than it is just doing comedy in bars or clubs or that type of setting. Because you don't have like hecklers, when you're doing church shows or banquets and, stuff of that nature. So God really opened up a whole nother lane and avenue for me that I am so blessed to be in. You feel me? Yeah. Like God is really opening up these doors for me, and I'm throwback. Like, it's like, for real, Lord? Me? Oh my God.
And it's another thing too that I always say to my children that I grew up with is closed mouths don't get fed.
Come on.
Right.
Because you can sit here and you have all of these things that you want and you know you need it. You know you sitting here with $20 in your pocket and
Come
you're
on
trying
now.
to figure out how you going to eat and what you going to do. But you're so prideful and you don't want people to know
see.
that I'm broke. Man, please. You better let somebody
For
know
real, you
Better
got
say
to.
something.
Look, this is what I need. Who do you know? What can I do? Who can you introduce me to? Where you go? I don't know what I'm doing. Don't be ashamed to say I don't know what I'm doing. I want to do this. I have the desire to do it. I have the talent and the will to do it, but I don't know the steps to take. If you don't know, can you lead me or point me in the direction of somebody who can say, this is what you do? And humble yourself.
Yes,
and
humble.
say-
That's
and
the
say,
most
"That's what I
important
need."
thing you just said.
Yes.
You got to be humble, and that's my thing is be humble and win big.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Be humble, brother.
Absolutely.
You know it ain't me. You know, as we all said God. You know,
That's
we
right.
put Him first. And long as you put God first, man, everything else is a breeze.
It's called faith.
I'm trying to
Faith
tell
up a mustard seed.
And
like
be a
I said.
servant.
Exactly. And I was saying sometimes that mustard seed, you can't have it in your hand, in your pocket. Sometimes you got to put it right on the bridge of your
Come on now.
nose and stare at it and be like, Lord, we're going to do this. We're going to do this, God. I know we're going to do this.
Because you said it. His word
Exactly.
cannot return void. Like if you just really focus on that and really say, no, God said it. He is the creator. If He
on.
said it, then okay, I got to do it.
Exactly.
I
It's
a
have to
must.
say something.
Okay, and I want to say this also because all of this is real. And Caitlin, I know you ask, how can we do it? How can you do it? Well, you just heard it. Payne said, go get it. Keep God first. Okay, the Queen said, have faith of a mustard seed. Sometimes open that bad boy up, look at it, and open your mouth, ask for the help. And, and I'm going to make sure I get this name right. Sade. Now, Sheena also told you you're going to have to be persistent. And you can't sit here and listen to naysayers.
That's right.
Okay? And so, how can people reach you? And, how can they get in contact with you? Because we're running out of time.
Okay, well, you can follow me on Instagram at Cherie for sure. That's Cherie, the number 4, sure. I'm on Facebook with Chere Hemphill. I'm on Twitter at Cherie for sure. Again, Cherie, the number 4, sure.
Spell
Okay.
it for him. Spell it for him.
CHERE, the number 4, SURE.
All right. And Payne?
Oh, you can look me up on Facebook at Stevie Bell, STEVIEBELLE.
You said you did not like
the
that.
parentheses got comedian Payne in it. On what is this? Instagram, it's Payne PAYNE, the number 2 and much.
Okay.
Which you chose that name so correct.
Yeah, Payne too much.
You just too much.
We have
Too much.
we have some things going on. I have a party I'm doing tomorrow at the C Room. If you're familiar with that, it's the C Room. I don't know the address. Just look up the C Room. And then I have a play that I am a part of Saturday. So if you go on my page, you can see all this stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
But my birthday, y'all.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, my birthday, y'all. My birthday is May the 22nd. We are having a fabulous birthday roast, man. We got all type of media gonna be there. It's a red carpet event, so it's dressed to impress, semi-formal. And it's gonna be very big. It's out in Forest Park. Go on my page. It's posted everywhere, and make sure you come out and be a part of it.
And I will be covering the red carpet. So you want to say something with Cherie at the Comedy Roast? I'll
Yeah,
be
she'll
there.
be at the red carpet.
There you go. There you go.
Robert, they're gonna be in the building.
I'll be in the building.
And yeah, we're going to be there also. And we have been talking about a lot of very, very touchy subjects where people have been walking in darkness for a while and people in adversity. But there is one word that can overshadow an ocean of doubt, and that word is love. And Sky, if you could turn that music up just a little bit, please, sir. And we have hit the portion of Nightstorm Radio called the Love Shoutouts. And this is where Nightstorm Nation gets to shout out to each other. But I wanna do this. Payne,
Yes, sir.
is there anybody you want to send a love shout out to, sir?
I want to send a love shout out to Tracy Williams. I want to send a love shout out to all the Nightstorm Nation and to my family and friends and followers out there.
All right.
All right.
I would like to send a love shout out to specifically Daniel and Caitlin, and I pray that God gives you all that you need to pursue what you want. And then to all of my family, friends, and followers.
Marvin.
Let Marvin get that. What?
I want to send a love shout out to my beautiful wife that's right here by my side.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to send a love shout out to my God, my Lord Savior Jesus Christ.
All right.
And I need to send a love shout out to YG. YG, you call me a queen when I ain't acting like a queen. When I don't conduct myself as a queen should be conducting themselves. And you even see past that and say, girl, you know what? You better be glad I love you. Because, woo! And I love you for that. Thank you for being the person that you are. Because, woo, woo.
Well, you know something? I couldn't be able to see you as a queen if you didn't already provide that foundation. Sometimes houses fall, but as long as the foundation is strong, you can always rebuild. And God is the God of forgiveness. And Lord knows you done forgave me for a bunch of stuff. And I tell you this, and I'm happy that I got rid of all 30 of those girlfriends because you are worth over 3 million women.
All right now.
You are the
All
queen
right.
of my life, the queen of my heart, and second only to God. So thank you, baby.
Well, thank you.
That's a love
That's
shout
my
out.
king
Come on
right
now.
there. All right. So we want to thank all of our guests for being on today. We had 3Evoke LLC this morning with their wonderful book, Just as Special. We have comedian Payne, who always is at home. He just
Always.
moved in, just pulled his cot out.
That's right.
And also Mr. and Mrs. Hemphill. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing and being around you guys more.
Thanks for
And
having us.
to Nyghtstorm Nation, reach out to us, Nyghtstorm.com on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're there. You need to be there. And we're going to go into this anthem right quick, stepping out of darkness into the light. We are here together in the combined power of individuals who dare to be above the status quo to initiate change.
Regardless of our inadequacies or the mistakes that lie in our past, we make the difference of success over failure within our families, our business, and our communities.
We come together as one body, one soul, and one mind, spreading the fruitfulness of truth and empathy to those that need it most.
I love me, I love you, and we will change the world.
We are Nyghtstorm Nation.
And we are you. God bless you. Have a great week.
Peace.